The Reagan years were so bad, everybody's been drained to the point of apathy. The you got mine generation. They survived the Reagan years, and all they got was this lousy planet. But speaking of goovers on weird-ass platforms, can somebody ask Gen Xers if they're okay? Ice Cube is talking to Tucker Carlson. I have no idea, first of all, why anybody would give him the time of day after it all came out that, the man didn't report the news, he was hosting a talk show, and stares at people who have different opinions from him like a guy who's being lobotomized by the camera in real time.
As part of our ongoing, never-ending quest to find the few people in this country who are still willing to say what they actually think out loud, we wound up in Los Angeles recently with the rapper Ice Cube driving through his old neighborhood. Didn't expect that to happen. Here's how it went.
The subtext. Tucker Carlson's whole shtick is, saying what the liberals don't want us to say, which was all just a mask for virulent conspiratorial stochastic terrorism. Wow, that's a lot of $10 words at once. Building a career basically out of giving racists a free pass. And then it all comes back around to, we're just going to drive around South Central with Ice Cube, who said, fuck the police. Look at his face! Look at his face! He is so fucking scared. He's holding on to this window like, oh my god, something's gonna jump out of the bushes.
And we're not getting out because I don't want my pops to be like, what the fuck you doing? All these people coming by my house.
More accurately, what the fuck you doing bringing Tucker Carlson to my house?
All the kids I grew up with, at least 13 of them are dead. And that's before they even reached 21. I just turned 21, so, I thank God that I've even reached 21.
And, yes, that is an absolute tragedy. There's no but to that. That's tragic. And that's all, that's mostly by circumstance. And yet, Tucker Carlson, when he was on Fox News, would constantly talk about the character of these very people that, he's trying to form a bond with, or trying to get some clicks, because, the former would imply that he's operating on good faith, which, come on. Having a news show on this platform with a certain person running it, I don't imagine they would be doing this out of the sympathy for, the other, seeing how the other half lives. And yes, it is how the other half lives, because Tucker Carlson is filthy stinking rich, always was, always will be. And Ice Cube had come up from the hood and made a name for himself and a career out of being an artist. Rapping about the struggles of growing up in South Central and the survivalist attitude in an urban landscape that was crafted by Nixon and immortalized by Ronald Reagan. The sort of austerity, almost vindictive politics that crushes minorities and other communities that are predominantly underserved. It's just so weird. Is he thinking, well, maybe if I show him and I take him around and I talk to him, then maybe he'll change his mind? I don't know. That's the initial tone.
At some point, the city started cutting the trees out. They said that the helicopters couldn't see people.
That is the marker of a police state, when they have to mandate to get rid of things that are good for the environment, literally good for the environment, in order to strengthen the surveillance state.
Millions of dollars later, it's still a tough place.
How do you think politicians in Los Angeles have done running the city?
It's pretty much the same people running it the same way. We love you in the scene, but we could do the scene without you.
Yeah, I do.
When I see Tucker Carlson smile like this, it's almost like a Greek mask. Just nothing behind it. Which I feel like inside Tucker Carlson's like, get me the fuck out of here.
I don't believe in politicians.
Which is fair. He has valid reason to not believe politicians, I'll say that. But to Tucker Carlson, this is the perfect, I can mold him.
So you've never fallen for a politician?
I can't say that. You know, I've had hope, and
Oh, yeah,
dreams
I wonder why.
that, this guy is gonna be the guy.
What'd you think of Obama when he got elected?
You know, for the first time, I felt proud that America took that step. But then, you look around.
We've had 6 major race riots.
Okay, Ice Cube, the way it's being told here, it's glancing over what had led to all of this. But then again, we're not gonna find any prescriptive measures in this conversation. I think we're just gonna paint Ice Cube in a light where it's just like, oh, maybe we can all come together and hate the poor.
It didn't change with Bush. It didn't change with Clinton. It didn't change with other Bush or Reagan.
And yet you're talking to the guy who basically in his rhetoric puts all of those, punishing measures on the middle class and, black communities and anti-war communities, if we're talking Nixon. You're talking to the man who spews that as doctrine to people whose brains have turned into mashed potatoes. It's such a weird juxtaposition still. I don't understand what he's trying to do here. Ice Cube. I almost keep saying Ice-T because in my head I'm just like, I know he wouldn't do this shit. Ice-T would have never done this.
The NBA is full of great slogans, but pretty full of shit when the rubber meets the road.
Why are you disappointed when the big corporation that is just there to make money and is consistently doing PR for itself to cover all the ill-gotten gains? Why are you upset then that their messaging is so hollow? You could be disappointed, but you can't be surprised. Like, this is just what they do. It kind of lends to the mindset that that companies can do the right thing. They don't. That's by their nature. They don't particularly care. If it's not in their bottom line, they're not going to do it.
So you're starting to make me think this could be a scam. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just saying it's easy for them to put that on the court. It takes a little more.
Right, but why are you letting Tucker Carlson, a guy who does stochastic terrorism on the regular, run the conversation? I just don't think he cares. I don't think he cares enough to know exactly what Tucker Carlson is doing.
The NBA is run by a cringing neoliberal called Adam Silver. Quote, "We're completely committed to stand."
My hair stood on end. Neoliberal, yeah, but, corporatist. And that could be either party. Again, don't mention class.
When people think basketball, they think Silver, don't you think? Adam Silver, he kind of embodies the spirit of basketball.
I mean, that was funny.
Was he what team did he play on?
But that's the charisma. That's how he gets you.
On the New York Lawyers.
No joy, no sound. He doesn't laugh. It's quite literally a demon's whisper.
You can see why Ice Cube is considered one of the least obedient entertainers in LA.
Oh yeah, because he has to push the narrative that they're all run by the Jews. I mean, globalists.
Just never wanted to have that life. I never wanted to be controlled.
And yet he's talking to Tucker Carlson, who would have given Roger Ailes fellatio. Or not him, the other one. The other asshole.
The Hollywood Reporter says actor Ice Cube is saying no to a $9 million payday because he won't say yes to the COVID vaccine.
Hold up, is Ice Cube an anti-vaxxer?
You had a direct order to take it. You were told to take it.
Direct order!
Direct orders, but I heard them loud and clear.
With this decision and these principles, you were not hailed as a hero.
No, I was pretty upset that even came out. Because I was just going to quietly not take it and deal with the consequences as they came.
All right, well, here's the thing. I'm sympathetic towards Ice Cube's, suspicion of, institutions as a whole, and I get that. But at least he's trying not to, grift off it. He's just a dum-dum on his own. So at least that's encouraging.
Choose to be vocal. If it's true, why can't I say it?
They're not telling you to shut up because, you're you and you're a person. They're telling you to shut up because you're not a doctor.
There's no penalty for lying. No one's ever punished for lying.
He's just rubbing it in our face.
It's only telling the truth that gets you in trouble.
Ain't that something?
thinking something is not a crime. Saying it is not a crime. You know what I mean? So I just tell...
Yeah, whatever, yeah. For whatever reason, especially here, context seemed to have died a death. Because Tucker Carlson is known for literally lying to his audience. Before it was illegal, in a legal deposition, he said that. You know, everybody knew he was talking out of his ass. But that's, you know, that just makes me think the Reagan years were so bad that everybody's been drained to the point of apathy. As long as they have their nut, they're fine. Generation X, I think, should be known as the fuck you got mine generation. They survived. They survived the Reagan years, and all they got was this lousy planet. You know, giving Tucker Carlson any time of day is just proof that you just don't give a shit, that he's a liar. Who hurt you, Gen X? Oh, I know who hurt them, the boomers. I know exactly who hurt them.